In the winter of 1849, thousands of men flooded California's Sierra Nevada with picks, shovels, and a quiet killer concealed inside their provisions. Scurvy was destroying gold rush camps faster than collapsed mine shafts. Ethnobotanical records confirm that Claytonia perfoliata served as a primary source of fresh vitamin C for mining communities when citrus became impossible to obtain. The plant's ascorbic acid content, measured at up to 33 milligrams per 100 grams of fresh weight, rivaled the lemon rations carried aboard British naval vessels of the same era. History remembered the gold. It erased the plant that kept the miners alive long enough to find it. The distinction between treasure and weed has never been botanical. It has always been economic. This plant carries no patent, no trademark, no corporate benefactor. Its name is Claytonia perfoliata, miner's lettuce. If the hidden stories of forgotten plants resonate with you, subscribing to this channel keeps that knowledge from disappearing again. And before this video ends, one fact about this plant's chemistry will reframe everything assumed about wild nutrition and pharmaceutical profit. Claytonia perfoliata is classified as a winter annual. That classification understates a biological achievement. The plant germinates in autumn, endures ground frosts, and emerges fully green in late winter, precisely when every cultivated green has surrendered to the cold. Its architecture is purpose-built for seasonal scarcity. The round, perfoliate leaves, which appear to grow directly through the stem, evolved to maximize light capture during low-angle winter sun. That circular geometry is not aesthetic. It is survival code written in chlorophyll. Claytonia thrives exactly where and when agriculture declares nothing can grow. It colonizes north-facing slopes, disturbed soils, and shaded woodland edges. Industrial calendars are designed around summer abundance. This plant answered with winter defiance. The agricultural system had no category for a crop that peaked in February. So the system removed the category entirely. Claytonia perfoliata was not forgotten by accident. Modern consumers spend billions annually on omega-3 supplements in capsule and liquid form. The botanical record offers a different calculation. Claytonia perfoliata contains measurable concentrations of alpha-linolenic acid, the plant-derived omega-3 precursor linked to cardiovascular and neurological function. Food composition research has confirmed polyunsaturated fatty acid profiles in Claytonia species consistent with other documented omega-3-bearing wild greens. These are the same molecular structures sold at premium retail prices in fish oil capsules. The plant charges nothing. It grows in disturbed soil without irrigation, synthetic inputs, or human management. The pharmaceutical and supplement industries cannot patent a plant that self-seeds in gravel. That structural incompatibility is not coincidence. It is the economic logic that drives botanical erasure. Wild plants with unpatentable nutritional profiles have been systematically reclassified across centuries of agricultural history. Reclassified from food to invasive weed, from ancestral resource to agricultural inconvenience. The reclassification has never been scientific. It has always been financial. The 49ers did not carry botanical field guides into the Sierra Nevada. They carried desperation. When company stores exhausted their preserved citrus and pickled vegetables, mining communities turned to what the canyon edges offered freely. Indigenous California nations had understood Claytonia perfoliata across generations before European contact. The Miwok, the Ohlone, and the Pomo peoples incorporated the plant into seasonal food traditions across the coastal mountain ranges. Spanish missionaries documented Claytonia as a reliable green in early California settlements. That knowledge transferred from indigenous hands to settler survival without attribution or acknowledgement. By the 1850s, miner's lettuce was sustaining men whose company food supplies had failed them entirely. The gold rush mythology sold the dream of sudden wealth. The plant sold nothing. It maintained human life at no cost and with no agenda. History preserved the names of prospectors. It erased the plant that made their biological survival possible. This is the oldest recurring pattern in agricultural memory. The British Royal Navy spent decades and considerable treasury resources solving scurvy through mandatory lemon juice rations. The California wilderness had already solved it centuries earlier. Fresh Claytonia perfoliata leaves contain approximately 33 milligrams of ascorbic acid per 100 grams, a figure documented in regional California flora studies and federal nutritional databases. That concentration placed miner's lettuce in the same vitamin C range as the citrus fruits traded at enormous cost along gold rush supply routes. Citrus was expensive. Import routes were unreliable. Ships took months to round Cape Horn. Claytonia was free, abundant, and biologically available precisely when scurvy struck hardest, in late winter and early spring. The timing was not accidental. The plant evolved its peak nutritional output during the biological window, when winter-depleted animals and humans needed it most. That is not coincidence. That is 10,000 years of co-evolutionary relationship between plant and ecosystem. Industrial agriculture disrupted that relationship in less than a century. Claytonia perfoliata has never been successfully industrialized. The failure is instructive. The plant's thin, succulent leaves collapse within hours of harvest without active refrigeration. It cannot survive the mechanical harvesting equipment engineered for spinach or commercial lettuce. Its peak growing window is winter, precisely when global supermarket logistics demand summer crops transported from southern latitudes. It resists monoculture by design. Planted in controlled rows, it underperforms. Left to self-seed across diverse, undisturbed soil conditions, it thrives without intervention. The industrial farm cannot tolerate a plant that produces better results without human management. Retail shelf life assessments showed Claytonia degrading to unsellable condition within 24 to 48 hours under standard distribution handling. Commercial spinach maintains retail viability for up to 2 weeks. Miner's lettuce offers a single day. The supply chain chose shelf life over nutritional density. That choice repeated across dozens of forgotten crops across the 20th century. The grocery store aisle is not a botanical catalog. It is a profit map. A single Claytonia perfoliata plant produces hundreds of tiny seeds during a single growing season. The seeds are black, glossy, and no larger than a pinhead. They remain viable in the soil for multiple growing seasons, a biological redundancy strategy against extinction. This persistence explains why Claytonia reappears spontaneously in gardens, roadsides, and disturbed landscapes without intentional cultivation. The root system is shallow and fibrous, requiring minimal soil depth to establish. The plant tolerates partial shade, positioning it as a natural understory colonizer in forest edge environments. Botanists classify it as a spring ephemeral, present, abundant, and then gone before summer heat arrives. It completes its entire reproductive cycle before the commercial agricultural season begins. There is a quiet ecological precision in that timing. Claytonia occupies a seasonal niche no cultivated crop has ever successfully filled. Cold season, shade-tolerant, self-seeding, nutritionally documented. By no biological measure is this a weed. It is a precision plant, shaped by thousands of years of natural selection to serve the late winter ecosystem. The word weed is a human economic verdict, not a botanical classification. Claytonia perfoliata has survived everything the modern agricultural system directed against it. Neglect, misclassification, a century of industrialized food logic that had no commercial use for unpatentable nutrition. The plant remains. It grows in the margins, fence lines, untended corners, forgotten soil edges where chemical management does not reach. History has repeatedly demonstrated that plants erased from commercial catalogs are not erased from the earth. They persist. The gold rush is a footnote in California's recorded history now. The plant that sustained it still emerges every winter, without permission, without a profit motive, without a barcode or a registered brand. There is an unspoken rebellion in that survival. The future of food sovereignty may not emerge from laboratories, vertical farms, or engineered protein architectures. It may already exist in cold, shaded soil at the edge of everything the modern system considered worth managing. Miner's lettuce does not seek recognition, but the historical record suggests it has long since earned it.